Yo, what's happening, world? Name's Raheem Flowers. And I know for some this is going to be a very touchy topic, but I honestly don't give a fuck. Let me tell you something. I am not here to be a supporter, fan, apologist, or anybody out there who is a subscriber to Kevin Samuels. This is not, if you think this video is to mourn over this man's untimely demise, then you're wrong. But if you also think that I'm going to be a mascot, I'm going to prop up you black women and you single mothers and you modern day women with these feminist-like traits, you're also dead wrong. I'm here to give you an objective stance and position. Now, anybody who has watched my content should know that I have said things about Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, as far as I know, is a knockoff version of Tommy Sotomayor and an infusion of Tariq Nasheed. Tommy, through the talking points of putting emphasis on women, and especially black women, and more especially single mothers who are black women. Tariq, because of the whole image consulting and doing the whole suave and giving women this hope and image of a man, or as Kevin Samuels said when he was alive, a high value man. A very arbitrary term in itself. This is the last video that Kevin has made. Now, see, I'm gonna start because, you know, it's ladies first. Let me start with y'all sisters, or as Brother Kel would say, the sisterhood of failure. Now, y'all black women are rejoicing over the abrupt demise of Kevin Samuels. And you all on Twitter, and you got your simp minions out there taking up for y'all. I done seen posters on Twitter. You got these homosexual men, these homosexual black men out here talking about the same old talking points about black men doing all this single mother, black women bashing and shaming us, as if Ricky Lake didn't make money off of doing that with black men, as if Maury didn't make money off of doing that with black men, as if DJ Vlad didn't make money off of doing that towards black men, as if Donna Hugh didn't do that off of black men, as if The Real didn't do that off of black men. See, I can keep giving you a catalog of people and content creators and platforms and keep going on and on and on, as if Chrissy wasn't doing that, as if Crystal and Karazine wasn't doing that shit. Oh, and shout out to my dude, man. Shout out to college, because I didn't even know that this was even going on. I was out the loop when it came to this fool, Kevin. Shout out to my man for informing me, and also shout out to him for giving those knowledge and insightful, those knowledge-based and insightful videos, man. Keep it up, brother. I mean, I'm still watching your streams here and there, though I've been busy as fuck. But anywho, look, y'all sisters out here did some real fucked up shit. And I'm saying from a metaphysical place. Shout out to Morpheus Jackson on my Facebook friends list for even prompting me to come out with this video. You see, he took a spiritual, metaphysical angle because, you know, black women pride themselves on being witches, being Wiccans, being druids, and evoking certain spirits and hexing motherfuckers who they believe are doing something obscene and hurtful to them, such as a man like Kevin Samuels. Now, if you know anything about Kevin Samuels' platform and content, you know that he was making remarks towards black women and their health. He used to have that little tuba playing in the background when a woman would be overweight, and he would ask them what their weight is and what their height is, and how basically high value man, as he says, the arbitrary term, would not seek that. He would not, that's not somebody that a high value man, a high value black man, or any of that matter would go for. And if you know anything about the so-called black community, you know that these sisters tend to lean on the overweight side, did their best to attempt turning shit into sugar, and calling themselves BBW, calling themselves thick because of all that blubber on their skin. But in reality, they were like 2 steps away next to the Reaper's door. And speaking of which, health conditions, the man died from cardiac arrest. And I will happily go through tweets of people going on diatribes towards Kevin Samuels, if I can, if I do. But look, this man was opening up Pandora's box, which is the box of the black woman. He opened up when what he did was really no different from what people like myself has done, what cats like Quest and Soul has done, what Big B Kel, Brother Kel has done, and other brothers out there who came way before me. The fundamental difference is, and what or was, that his content and his approach was to the mainstream seemingly more accessible. You have a black man out here who wears suits and ties and displays effeminate traits, and you know, he doesn't emanate masculine energy. So therefore, he's looked at as a safer so-called black man, as opposed to anybody else who will speak with that conviction and who will use profanity and being far more unapologetic about what we say and what we do. I mean, the man sat down with Brittany Renner, and what was he doing? He was speaking in a docile manner. When he was with Nicki Minaj, when they had their live discussion, he spoke in a very diplomatic, docile manner, and even considered her an 8. Let's not forget that. Kevin Samuels was selling black women a dream. He, shout out to Brother Kel, had that talented 10 mindset. He made it to where black men was asking themselves, how can I be a high value man? And these sisters and these other women out there of other groups said, how can I get a high value man? Now y'all might think I'm reaching, but when I was thinking about how Kevin Samuel passed away from cardiac arrest, I was thinking about something from a more spiritual, African, melanated standpoint. When it said that Okama symbolizes the heart, the man died from cardiac arrest, from heart failure. And I was thinking about this part of the definition when it said, it also symbolizes tolerance, like it was talking about representing love, unity, endurance, patience, tolerance, goodwill, faithfulness. And Kevin Samuels would always talk about how black women didn't really think and take the angle of approaching relationships in good faith. This is what Kevin Samuels tend to say. And then this other part of the definition, or how they describe it to be, it also symbolizes tolerance in the face of frustration and stresses the need for patience. Because, I mean, if you're gonna be on a stream, you gotta be fairly patient dealing with the people, even if you are annoyed as fuck. But yeah, a lot of y'all sisters out here getting into witchcrafts, being Wiccans, being Druids, being Satanists. I met black women like this. Plenty of them. See, you're evoking certain spirits. You are evoking certain demonic forces. See, I always used to make a joke up when I said the black woman is God, then she is Kali Ma, which is the goddess of destruction and time. And I mean, the man lost his life in an untimely way. And you got so many people in Shade Room 45. Oh, that's another platform, by the way. Shade Room, Black Twitter, rejoicing over this man's death. Now, y'all heard what I've said about Kevin Samuels. I've given my fair share of things with that man. Being a fruity tooty loony, being a knockout version of Tommy and Tariq. And he's out here essentially shitting on other black men and other brothers in general out there who aren't in a position, who are high value men making 6 figures a year or whatnot, because that's something he emphasized on when he would do his radio shows and his talk shows. So this wasn't about the blue collar worker, even though he claimed that when he was on Joe Budden. But that's not what this shit was about. This was about having having a form of, I guess, jurisdiction and being a shot caller. And essentially, dudes out here simping. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, I gave you examples with the Brittany Renner and the Nicki Minaj case. The man was still worshiping celebrities and being on Future's videos. Let's just keep it really real. Let's keep it 1,000. I told you this is not to mourn over Kevin, and this is not to prop all you sisters who are rejoicing because y'all fucked up. And it shows within the messages, within the energy that you're transmitting, within the messages that you're spreading through Twitter. I mean, damn. The way y'all jumping for joy. You would have thought that March Madness came early. The Pride Parade, as you call it, the 7 Deadly Sins. You would have thought that somebody graduated from an Ivy League school, the way y'all celebrating this man's death. Or one of y'all HBCUs where y'all get ran through by one of those alpha niggas. Fuck out of here with that. See, it's just crazy how much feminism, which is really just another form of witches and bitches, has infected y'all. Even the ones who don't proclaim feminism has been infected by it. Understand that. Let me say that one more time for you. Even if you do not claim and directly subscribe to feminism, you are still influenced by it. Yup. The vast majority. I won't say every single solitary, but we talking a good 90, at least 80, 85% of y'all are. Because what is the talking points? Every talking point is trying to measure up and equal to a man instead of trying to complement a man. You try to measure up and either one up or say that we're all equal. We can't be equal. To be equal is to be the same. And that actually goes against human nature, now doesn't it? That goes against having what is called free will, doesn't it? See, you want to sit here and you want to play with the spirits. You want to play with the spirit world and Look, y'all already made deals with the devil decades ago. About more than half a century. Yeah, about more than half a century ago, because I'll say tail end of the 60s. So, yeah, a little more than half a century ago, you already made deals with the devil. Sitting there with Gloria Steinem. Matter of fact, let me go pull up some tweets and let me go pull up some posters and some captions.